So with the tower, it's not, I'm having a hard time piecing together why you're getting the tower. And so I asked for clarification, and I have the Page of Cups in reverse. So, okay, with the tower, there is a feeling of whatever situation that you're in, there's something that's, I guess, much different than what you're used to. And then with this in reverse, this talks about being introduced to adult concepts, but you're stuck in this energy. Sorry, I'm kind of piecing together these cards, but the reason why you're stuck in this energy is because there might be some sort of outcome you're waiting on, and you can't move on within this energy because you feel like there's some sort of outcome that needs to happen before you can move forward. And then next I have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups in this deck represents emotional potential and the possibility of some sort of decision with emotional potential. But I'm getting that it's not necessarily about a decision between some sort of potential that's happening, but it's something that's going to catch you off guard, which is what the Queen of Swords represents. And the reason why I'm getting something about this emotional potential is because in some way, it's going to affect your day-to-day activities. The next card I have is the Wheel reversed. So with this reversal, I'm getting that you're stuck in this energy, which is why it's in reversed. And the thing that's going to be affecting your day-to-day activities, this is happening because there's been something that you haven't been paying attention to. So it's almost like the universe is forcing you to pay attention to whatever this is. You are being shown, without me saying this like in a harsh way, you are being shown almost like the wrong choices, and you're being asked to face those choices instead of just every time you hit a wrong choice, you then, go off in a completely different direction, hit another wrong choice that you may have made, and then you kind of do like this ping pong move and you keep avoiding whatever this is. Next I have Justice reverse. And so with this being in reverse, there is, it's going back to what I just said, which was you are avoiding facing some sort of justice. I don't want to say like running from karma, but that's kind of what this energy feels like. And that's exhausting. And so you're getting this message of you're kind of like, you're stuck in this energy of running out of steam. If you're constantly moving in the way that you move, it's going to exhaust you. And I asked, how can you stop running away from karma so you can kind of gain back some, I guess, energy? And I have the Knight of Swords. So this is interesting. The way that you face this karma is to acknowledge the help and guidance that you were given. The next, I asked for some advice for the collective, and I have the Empress. Your last piece of advice, and I had to pull some clarifying cards to get a more clear message. But your last piece of advice, because I also have, I started out with the Empress, but then I got the King of Coins, and then I got the Three of Swords. So with the Empress, it's representing a partnership. the King of Coins is representing a practical assistance, so monetary assistance. And then the Three of Swords is representing, like, so the Three of Swords is representing, in your case, it describes it as keeping the wheel moving. It's almost like it represents an anxiety moving on to a much clearer focus, but there's something about you getting into relationships where the only thing that person seems to bring is money. And that's not necessarily that's not always a great reason to stay in a relationship with somebody. There is much more to a relationship than just financial, whatever the person financially brings in. And I guess in a way that ties back to what I was saying, where you're being introduced to adult concepts, where in relationships, it's much more than just what can each person bring in money-wise.